I want your mind to hear you limitless. I want your soul to hear you limitless. I want everything inside of you to recognize.
You've mentioned a number of athletes that are some juniors, some senior athletes, some past athletes. So like a solid pool, you know. And I've seen you say in the past, you know, we have athletes that are competitive in the junior ranks and do very well internationally, and then there's some sort of disconnect. I'd love for you to speak on why you think we're doing well as juniors, first of all. Um, you know, whether it be the strength of our clubs, our coaches, our program, and why it's not translating into the senior ranks.
Sometimes I think it's attributed to, maybe I could say, us not following the analytics model, as I explained previously. Whereas we will have competitions, we have athletes competing all the time, and some coaches have their 6-year-olds training 4 or 5 times a week. My age limit in my club is 7, and for those 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, they train 3 days a week. And that's not strenuous training. Sometimes I have to educate the parents to understand it's not that the training should be the common one every day. They come home tired. It's something like, oh, come on, she didn't see me sleepy, or this the train had. Their kids. It's all about the long-term development.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think in the past, we have seen the evidence that we had our athletes perform very well in the junior level, comparable to world stage, comparable to senior athletes, because we've been trained like seniors.
Mm-hmm.
The workload that we were doing are what senior athletes would be doing. So while it would be beneficial at the time, you get a quick fix to get the world class running at that time, how long can that last in the body? So as we got older and developed, some got disinterested, that's one. Some had injuries that you just can't deal with. And if you think of it, longevity. If you're training from since you're 6, by the time you're 16, you're running for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you're running for 10 years, somebody will start when they're 13, 14. Somebody coming at 2 years, and they're beating you. That plays on your psyche as well. And so I think a lot of times it's very lovely. We put in the work as the coaches, or at least they do perform. Few of the reasons, I guess, when you get to the senior level, if you're not going to college, what's the next step? You're going to work, because you have to fend for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not getting that support, you're going to work, come to training. At this stage now, when you're required to train maybe 9-10 sessions per week, and we have 7 days in a week, you're not going to train 7 days. So the 9-10 sessions, it means you're going to have 2 training sessions a day. But you have to go to work 8 to 4, 9 to 5. You have to train in the morning. You go to work, come back, train in the evening. Of course, now your body not able to manage it. When they're in college, they can capitalize on it, right? But if now you're finishing college and you haven't performed well enough to get a contract, we know how CJ Green is on contract since after college, semi-pro. So he has that base that he can, relax. His job is training. That is his work. But if we have other athletes that have finished college and they haven't been able to get to that level to be signed by a company to work as an athlete, then you have to find work otherwise. So if even locally the government can support these athletes by, I know a few years ago, Home Depot did this initiative in the US, whereas athletes that they potential Olympic athletes, they're not signed with any company, but Home Depot would hire them and they would work 10 hours a week. Main 10 hours, so and they get in a full salary. They get in a full salary, working 8 to 10 hours a week. So that's you're going to work 2 hours in the day, choose whatever time you want to go. You can train in the morning, you can train in the afternoon. You are going to work, but it's 2 hours, not a full 8 hours. So you're tired when you're going back in the afternoon. So even if the government took on it,
something like a work program for athletes,
basically a work program, you're basically doing part-time work, but they get in full-time work. So you're not paying them to be athletes, you're paying them for a job.
But they have to sign some sort of agreement that you are going to train, responsibility, checking with the coaches,
of course,
and make sure
that the coaches are onto the program as well.
So some kind of qualification to get on this program, and some kind of measurement to keep you on the program.
Yes, it's just like with the Olympic solidarity, they give grants to athletes as well, especially in these smaller countries. I think they get something like $1,500 US per month as a maintenance. Now that $1,500 US can be consumed in ways. If you're living in the States, you're training in the States, $1,500 US might disappear
rather quickly,
because that is to cover your living expenses, your coaching expenses. Whereas like we're based in Jamaica, it'd be much easier. If we're based in Antigua as well, it'd be much easier. But what I have seen our NOC do in the past, they don't seem to trust our coaches to be good enough to train high-level athletes. So they don't want anyone on the Solidarity program based in Antigua, despite the fact that they also send us, the coaches, on courses to improve our game. But I don't think we're still given 100% trust.
Alright, so Antigua has athletes on the Solidarity program?
Yes, you get some funding if you're Olympic hopeful. You get some funding towards your training expenses.
And you say no local athlete, no athlete that trains locally is on that program.
Right.
And our local NOC determines who goes or who they will apply for that program.
Again, the associations apply. It's open to swimmers as well. It's open for other sports. The associations apply for particular athletes, but again, it's like if they're on the verge of making the Olympics. So you're not going to send an application for a man running 155 in the 800. When the Olympic standard is 145. Or a female running 11.9 in the 100 when the standard is 11.07. But you have a female around 11.1, 11.2 range, and a male is 800 into the 148, which would be our national record. So when you want that range, yes, you would apply for such a person, based on the fact that extra funding can help them.
Do you think that can be utilized here? Obviously the funding can be utilized, right? But the idea, the notion that you mentioned coaches then, so quality of coaches locally here that could get athletes to that level, especially if they had that funding so that athlete could focus on training. You feel we have that quality here?
Of course we have the quality that can get them at that level. at the junior level. And we can get them to qualify for the World Meets at the junior level. Why we can't get them at the senior?
Well, you almost mentioned it sounds like they overtraining as juniors.
Well, as I said, that happened in the past. Being successful is still a bit subjective as well. I don't think we can, when we base our successes on medals only, or on, let's say, we base it on other countries, or this country won a medal, that country won a medal. Track and field is a very dynamic sport. As I mentioned to you, 2003, Kim Collins was the world champion in 10 flat. As you would have seen this year in Paris, that wouldn't even make the finals.
Right.
Daniel was fourth in Berlin World Championships with 991. Oblique Civil was last in the Olympics this year with 991. Right? So, you know, it's sometimes it's a bit of luck, and sometimes just the right place, the right time. And that's all it takes, the right place, the right time.
Our athletes now that are away training, especially Jamaica, for example, you see that as a good move, that more of our athletes are even at the level of high school, secondary school. I mean, the 100 meter, the women's 100 meter champion at the Olympics, Julian Alfred. I mean, it's funny because I never heard it before she won. And then she won, and then I heard she went to high school in Jamaica.
Of course, yeah.
Right? So she would have spent some time in Jamaica training. So hey,
yeah, she went to St. Catherine High School in Jamaica. Some people would make it seem like she was sent to Jamaica to improve, but she was actually recruited. During the same time, the same school contacted me to recruit Joel as well. At the time, I didn't think it was a wise decision to send a 14-year-old to live in a foreign country to go to school. While I did say that we have 3 people who left the last year. We have had athletes in the past who did go there to school, stayed 1 year and came back, just didn't work for them. Right? For college, yes, you're old enough. I have no problem with that, but not for high school.
So you were not comfortable with that, with the high school thing?
No. For the other 2 girls, Tamika James and Hannah Charles, the coach contacted me, so I put him on to a local coach and spoke to the parents. But both of those girls had finished school. Both of them finished 5th form, so they're not really in high school. They're basically like 6th form.
Right. Okay.
And so at that age, at 17, they are mature enough for that. In my opinion, they are mature enough. They would have been moving on to US college soon. If they can be able to go to college in the US, why not in Jamaica?
And I'm assuming there are programs like, you know, where they're gonna live, especially when they're minors.
Yes.
They're gonna live with families or something like that.
Yeah, some of the schools have campuses, but dormitories. Right. Yeah, I think they actually live in the dormitories. Because I remember speaking with them during COVID. I had to contact one to get to the others.
Okay.
So, yeah, they live in the dormitories. So as I said, yeah, Alfred did go there. A lot of our artists have been with Ajani Daly. They have been recruiting him. St. Jago, Kingston College, Calabar, Jamaica College. Those are the top schools in Jamaica for boys. They have been scouting him. They've went after his cousin Josiah. They went after Dwayne Fleming.
Okay, Antigua's reputation, Antigua is known as the long distance country. So how has that evolved or changed over time?
Well, let me tell you, the person responsible for changing that. So I may see it as a good thing or a bad thing, but Daniel Bailey.
Why would anybody see it as a why would anybody see it as a bad and why would anybody see it as a good thing?
It can be seen as a bad thing because, as I said, we were known as a distance running, long distance country. That's where all our medals used to come from in Jamaica. We would really have anyone getting sprint medals in the 90s, 2000s coming up. But Sonia Williams, yeah, we had decent sprinters, but didn't really have anybody getting correct medals. When Christian, although he was a world junior silver medalist in 2002 behind Usain Bolt, but he never ran for us at Jamaica. Never ran at Jamaica. So essentially, we didn't really get much medals in sprints at Jamaica until 2003. And Daniel Bailey, second in the 200 behind Bolt, on the 2200. And I think that was the only sprint medal we did get at that week. We still got some distance medals, but after that, it's been the sprints that have been dominant. We would have gotten a few distance medals in Kenrita Francis, Linda Blackett, Jeanette Benjamin, coming up the years now with Khalid St. John. But sprint medals, the sprinters are where that started performing at Jamaica. I think he showed the way.
This is Baka,
yeah. Maybe we'd have, you may not the money, most of the sprinters aim would be to wait 11 seconds. You run 11, oh, you think, okay, you run 10-9. Him running 10-6 at Jamaica and coming last in the finals was an eye opener. That finals won by the purest sprinter I've ever seen in my life, and a lot of other people think so. The purest sprinter that will go on of Trinidad. And he also had an influence in Antigua because he changed everybody's running style.